What's the good word, Josh? Your boy DKB here. So, day 5 of the New York Jets training camp is complete, and this is probably the lightest in terms of overall news, right? The last couple of days, we've had some signings that have come up. We've obviously gotten our injury updates and things, but this was status quo. This was purely about what happened in practice, who's kind of balling out, and it was a good way to wrap up the week, right? Essentially, the way you can sum up day 5's training camp is that the red zone period is one that we're going to see Aaron Rodgers most likely continue to excel in when it comes to the overall, running the field, being able to move the chains, different things like that. Seems like we're still going to have some work to do, right? The defense has won more of these days. And in fact, I think honestly, they've won every team competition period other than Fridays, I believe it was. So they're off to a hot start. Everybody has that want and that hunger to become the #1 defense in the NFL, especially after what I found out was a historic overturn of the defense, right? We go from 32nd ranked to the 4th, which was one of the highest jumps. I think I saw it was the second highest jump from a team in NFL history. So excellent way to go into the season, right? And obviously we're still kind of working off the mantra finish, offensively, defensively, special teams, and especially now that we're considering getting more leads in these games. We want to make sure we're putting these teams away and not necessarily letting them linger around and let some kind of chaotic stuff happen like what happened with us beating out the Browns early in the season. So nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers hot in the red zone. He has some back-to-back touchdowns, one to Tyler Conklin, one to Garrett Wilson. And then we seen again the defense. They won again today when it came to the actual team competition period. A lot of people stepping up, some nice plays there were some nice plays by, let the name come to me, Jordan Whitehead, obviously DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner. They've been doing their business as normal. Quinnen Williams has been dominant since he showed up to training camp with his new contract intact. So good stuff there. Multiple sack days. We're seeing a lot of different people get involved, and so this is the way it should have been, honestly, to open up this first week's period. The offensive side of football for us, we were going to, even with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, have a lot of work to do in terms of getting everybody on the same page. We didn't have Corey Davis for a while. CJ's been out. We'll wait his return. You're still talking about a ton of young guys. And obviously, a lot of people pointed out the intricacies, not only within the offense, but what Aaron Rodgers likes to do as the master of said offense. And so one of the major news points was that the coaching staff personnel, and I think even Aaron Rodgers himself, hinted that they might have only shown and covered maybe 10% of what he expects in terms of flashing a hand sign when he wants some things to change up based on what he's seeing. So there's going to be a lot of that nuanced type stuff for us to work on. But at this point, I think we're right where we want to be at. We're seeing the huge plays from the offense. We're seeing the consistent performances from the defense. And obviously guys that we feel are going to step up. Jermaine Johnson's been name dropped. Quinnen Williams has been name dropped as maybe taking over the #1 defensive tackle mantle. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed obviously there. Tony Adams has been starring. So there's a lot to be excited about. So far, though, I'll end up kind of researching this a little bit more, but from what I gather, it seems like out of the undrafted free agent wide receiver pool, since training camp has started, the one who seems like he's found his way furthest so far has been Jason Brownlee, the UDFA wide receiver for us. So that's a name I expect to continue to see show out for us. I think the guys that I would probably rank in some kind of order, but overall would be definitely Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gipson, and then Jerome Cap for us. Probably leaning towards that exact order, Brownlee, Gipson, and Cap, but we'll ultimately kind of see what happens. And then I did find it interesting, we've seen Corey Davis return back to us. We didn't really hear much about what's kind of been going on in between, but we did get the quote saying from Robert Saleh to Corey Davis. Saleh was just telling me not to worry and everything's going to work out for the better. I'm happy to be here. Happy they kept me. A lot of us were seriously considering trading him. There was a lot of us that thought with us being all in, we need to keep as much talent as we can. And as I mentioned, regardless of where I stood on the fact, he's been our biggest big play threat within an offense lacking a lot of diverse weaponry. So with him being fed by Aaron Rodgers, you imagine he could potentially put up a 1,000-yard season if that continues for us. And so, the ceiling for him is definitely sky high. He's assuming no contract stuff gets worked out with him. He's in his final year of his deal. He's highly motivated to go out there and have a strong season for himself. And so the stars are kind of aligning for him and his situation. We'll see if he's able to find a way to maintain a role in New York for the next couple of years. But overall, I'm excited. We've had some pretty strong pieces. Garrett Wilson looks like the superstar he's continuing to be. Same thing with DJ Reed. Same thing with Sauce Gardner. We're seeing some other guys step up. A lot of the younger talent that we thought maybe, or at least I thought, could be pushed down by some of these veteran signings, we're still hearing really, really good news about. And it'll be interesting to see if we switch anything up in terms of these competitions once the pass come on Tuesday, since they'll have a break Monday, such as Mekhi Becton versus Dwayne Brown, who Dwayne Brown is still on the PUP list. We'll see if they try to activate him for Tuesday. And then, of course, Joe Tippmann versus Connor McGovern. I'll be interested to see if Bryce Huff is still on his hot run of racking up at least a sack during each practice so far. So a lot to look forward to still. But let me know where your guys' thoughts are with it, and I'll catch you again. Peace.